I got a 2016 Infiniti Q50. So the last video I had, I did not install it. There was a previous install by someone else, so they ran power through there and go underneath the brake fluid somewhere around here. So I didn't really went back and look at it, but it's going through that boot right there, a grommet boot. I call it boot. I don't know why I did that, but anyway, I did. This time I'm installing a small little. This is new for me. This I don't know, power something. So called subwoofer 1600 max 12-inch. I guess you got it from eBay or Amazon. So the wire is gonna look like so. It's got a what gauge is this? This is probably a 12 gauge wire looking. We're gonna run that to the back over here. We're gonna mount that speaker right there, and the factory amp should be somewhere, but I'm gonna try to reach oh, the amp is right here. Okay, well, that's make it a little bit easier. So we're gonna run it to the from the subwoofer through the RCA jack. But in order to do that, I need a remote wire, so I gotta figure out which one is the remote turn on. Sometimes it's turned on by a computer, I should say that, but there's another word for it. I forgot what the name of it, CAN or something, but anyway, I'm gonna test that and see if we got a remote right there, and then it'll be working perfectly for us. But some of those things, they got a audio sense, so if you turn the radio on, it's gonna come right on. But I don't know that yet. I don't know too much about that yet until I see it. And the main thing is to run the power through here. That's the hardest part of all. So what I've done right there, I run the power to that boot. All right, this is a kit that you need. This is the best way to do it. So right here, what you're gonna be doing is I took the ground out already. I poked the coat hanger right there, so I'll be able to reach this through this. Put it down a little bit and pull it down like so, right there, and then I can wrap that wire and pull it out. And if it's too tight, just use the WD-40. Be able to pull it like so, and I did spray the WD-40, and as you can see right there. And now I'm gonna come back over here. I'm gonna try to pry this thing out using a plier, Pro ZV or Pros V, whatever. So basically come out like this and pry them. Lift them up slowly, easily, and then come and just basically pry them up like that. It should come out easy. As you can see, it's got all this clip like this. So you can't literally break anything if you know what you're doing. So what I'm going to do is pull this thing out. On my case right here, I don't even have to do that. I'm just going to show you how to do it, but really you don't have to do what I'm doing. Basically, you can just tuck it in like so, like this. Well, you need a 10 millimeter out right there. Not 10 millimeter, just twist it out. Like that, and then just basically hide it like so. Oh, come on. Because it's a small wire. Now if it's a thick 4 gauge wire and stuff like that, you need to take it out. See, I just tuck it in. Simple as that. Just don't get your cut by a damn plastic piece. It can be sharp. Okay, so just go and do like that. I'm just kind of show you how it's gonna work. Hopefully this wire is long enough. See, that's the thing about installing something that you don't see it before. And you're gonna run it down like so. I'm gonna put everything back right there, and then I just tuck it all in and run it all the way back. So I got this tool right there. This will take out. I'm gonna go underneath there, leave it on there, get underneath there, and as you can see, you just put this right here, or you can take a flathead and do it. It just cut this thing, come right off right there. See, it's pretty easy. So I love this tool. This tool doesn't cost that much. I was thinking that I think it's $17 or one of them. I can't remember. But I love it. It works great. And trying to stick a flathead in there and try apply the left and right. You know, this one will just take it all out for you. I'm do another one and go to the amp. So right there is the amp subwoofer wire. I wish you can just test all of these, have time to test all these for those amp, but I don't know. I mean, I might just do that, but I don't know. But the speaker right there, I'm not 100% sure which one is positive or negative. I could test it by using a tester, but I got my cheat sheet, so let's see what it is. I'm gonna run this red wire down there so I can catch it over there. I did run the remote and everything from there, and I'm gonna zip tie this right there. You don't have to if you don't want to, but zip tie probably best right there. So I got the red to the red, which is positive, and then the blue is negative, and then just put everything back. I made an indentation, put it down here, and then I push it, and I got indented. I'm gonna drill a hole right there, about less than half of an inch right here, and then they have the tool right there. You can just stick it in there so it mounted it right. My ground's gonna be at, so I use this brush and just spin it and put a soft taper screw, which look like this. Soft taper screw that is not sharp, so you can literally touch this, not gonna really poke you like a regular one. And shoot, I put in 3 screws so it wouldn't move. I done right here from the subwoofer. I hook up the white and black to the red, which is to red of the subwoofer, and then white and lines, and black and line is negative. I hook it up to the blue wire at the subwoofer. And this remote right here, I'm gonna run over here and I'll show you where to tap to the fuse at. So they came with I crimped it already to the red wire, the power from the battery, and they come with these so if it doesn't look good this way, you see how I had this butt connector, the crimp cap, butt connector right here. I'm gonna use this that came with it, and I'm gonna use this torch and heat shrink it. Voila, that's what heat shrink look like. And that's it. Now I'm just gonna plug it back because I got the ground in already, and then I can make this wire look a little bit prettier. As you can see, I made a hole and I tighten it so it won't move. So right here for the fuse, what I've done, I heat shrink it, and using an Allen wrench, and put one of these cap out here and just close it, and do the other side the same way. So I took the ground off, and then I'm gonna take a 1/2 inch and loosen this thing up right there. When you're trying to loosen that up, be careful not to break anything, because this can break this fuse holder right there, this whole fuse right there, so be careful. Coming back to this fuse right there for the remote, I'm gonna be using the cigarette lighter plug right there. That's 20 amp on the middle one. So after the empty one, then the second, and then the first and the second right there. So if you count it 1, 2, 3 with the empty, 3, 4, 5. The 5th one is 20 amp. Just remove that. We're using this side, okay? So if you don't have this one, you want to use the left side. You want to tap the wire to the left side. But if you want one of these right there, I can link it up. I just ask question, and then I can show you the link to get that. And also, this is the safest way. You put that 20 amp right there, put in here, so something happened, it popped the fuse instead of burning the box, the fuse box. Turn it on, power's on. All you have to do is turn the bass knob controller out here, adjust the volume. Right here, everything's on. You can adjust the, wow, it's got a lot of stuff to adjust it here. It's kind of nice. I like that.